Good Monday morning. Hope everybody had a super weekend on this August 18th. August is just flying by. Welcome to our all streaming. Mention Casey in a moment. We start this each weekday at 8:30. Heat advisories are on the board. We'll take this full here in a moment. Down here looking at our Facebook page and on our other platforms as well. Heat advisory, I don't think, the National Weather Service in Paducah didn't make any changes to the advisory. I'll grab this full here. We'll take this. Generally, we're looking at a heat index about 105 to 108 during the afternoon hours especially. And then we'll have some easing on Tuesday. Based on what I'm looking at today, I don't think this will carry over into Wednesday or any additional days for that matter. So generally the heat advisory during that time frame. I just shout out good morning to Cheyenne, Laura, Dawson Springs. I think Dawson Springs, you guys are coming up on that first day of school here pretty soon. And then as we take a look at the rest of the forecast, which we'll push this forward here in a moment, here's a look at the heat index forecast for today. As we grab this full, we're looking at a heat index generally in that range about 100 to 105. And then the areas there in purple are classified in that danger zone. And then let's take a look at Erin right now. It's a Cat 4 storm, but it's going to steer away from the U.S. And generally, it's encouraging, it's going to stay west of Bermuda. So it's going to kind of work in between Bermuda and the Outer Banks there of North Carolina. I'll push this forward, a Cat 3 storm, and then it's going to work out. Now, it's a large storm. Hurricanes are the largest storms on the planet. So some rain is going to get into North, South Carolina, Virginia, and then up along the East Coast before it weakens and heads back out. It stays out and will be lurking into the colder waters there of the Atlantic. As far as the flooding threats are concerned, they're for Chicago. They had severe weather over the weekend, some wind damage, no injuries. Now, this is the flooding threat up through Wisconsin, up to about Green Bay, down through Milwaukee, Peoria, and it's just north of the viewing area. I mean, I only introduced a 10% chance of an isolated thunderstorm as we go into the afternoon hours. And we'll have more on that in a moment. And on Doppler radar, let's widen it out and have some lightning as you work up through south there of Joliet up to about Kankakee, Illinois. And then a line of storms along that front from Wisconsin, Iowa, and then back into Nebraska in those locations. So there's nothing here on the board. Taking a closer look as you get up towards north and west there of Greencastle, DePaul University, little shower, and then east there of Clinton, Indiana, those areas there north of Terre Haute. All right, this day in history, a couple of factoids. 1936 was a sweltering summer. It had a record high of 102, 8 days above 100 in 1936. And I just checked. The rain gauge had only 5100ths. Conversely, 1976 had 3 record lows. We had one on the 18th. They were all at 51 and only a handful of days above 90. I believe the hottest day in August of 1976 was at 92. And most were between 90 and 92 during that time frame. It's been a while. Now, the first few days here in August were below normal, but a pattern change. These are what you call the 6 and 10 day outlooks. And this is an outlook. It's not a locked in forecast, but the pattern is overall we'll be trending below average during that time frame. So that's encouraging unless you like high temps generally in the mid 90s. And then as far as precipitation, the first 7 months of the year, all of them were above average. But here in August, we've been underneath 3/4 of an inch. So this has been our driest month of the year to date. And that's the trend out through the end of the month. Purple arrows, winds out of the southeast. I'll move this along. A 1 in 10 chance of a pop-up storm as we go into the afternoon during that time frame. Some showers and storms up to the north. And then as we go into Tuesday, I've increased it to a 30% chance, and we might even go higher than that because it's showing some showers and storms. If we get some outflow and that front runs ahead of schedule, that heat and humidity won't take much for showers and storms to fire. However, the severe weather threats are going to be low Tuesday and then through Wednesday, which includes this afternoon. So this takes us into Tuesday and then into Wednesday during that stretch. Then I'll fast forward out, this is through Wednesday night, and we'll go right to the 7-day forecast. So down to 90, so we'll kind of return to average as we go into Wednesday. And Thursday at 87, and we'll take this full. 89 on Friday, 90 Saturday, then an 85 on Sunday. And then at the very end of August, we're going to be trending a little bit underneath the average. Mary Beth, good morning to you. Teresa, good morning to you. I appreciate everyone tuning in. And then McLean County Schools, what? They start on the 27th. All right, a lot of dates in my head here. All right, Mitch and Casey are in the house. Have a great day, and I'll have more coming up at 14 News at 11, and then again at noon.
Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices.
Well, good morning. Thanks for joining us here for the news portion of our 8:30 stream show. I'm Mitch Carter.
I have to excuse us. Byron Douglas making us laugh on his way
Big
out
comedian
the door.
on a Monday morning.
I'm Casey Mason. Welcome to the news portion of the streaming show. You guys know the drill. We pull some of our sometimes top headlines, sometimes just stories we feel the need to recap for you. Some of them are fun, some of them are serious. Today we've got a couple things we want to break down for you and also some back to school content for you as well. So if you're streaming and watching us live right now, thank you and good morning.
Good morning. Starting off here, a reminder here for those in Union County, a little bit more serious here. This is the last week you can apply for FEMA help following May's tornado. So back on May 16th, you might remember an EF3 moved through the Morganfield area, leaving behind a lot of damage there, but thankfully nobody was killed. But if you want to apply for help, there are several ways you still can. That includes visiting FEMA's website, their app, or calling them. As a reminder here, the big update today, the deadline to apply for help is this Friday.
Again, this Friday. Good reminder there for folks. We're going to shift gears now and talk some back to school. As 14 News, we are your back to school headquarters. So happening this morning, more of our colleges are welcoming back their students. This actually includes my alma mater, Mitch, the University of Southern Indiana.
Go Screagles.
That's right. I've never heard Screagles until I started working here. Maybe that's just a new thing you kids are saying. I like it. Over the past week, new and returning Screagles have been flocking to campus. Get it? It also comes as plenty of Welcome Week activities have been going on the past week and will continue the rest of the week. Now, we do have a full screen graphic to pull up here for you because we now want to talk about some other schools. Down in Kentucky, students at Henderson, Madisonville, and Owensboro community colleges are all going to be back in class today. Meanwhile, over in Southern Illinois, colleges also welcoming back their students. And of course, good luck to everyone who is heading back right here in the tri-state in our 3-state coverage areas. We want to wish you a safe and happy school year, of course. So.
Absolutely. And then kind of shifting gears here, not usual sight on the Ohio River. Got some video here for you. It's kind of fun. Well, Michael and his dog, Ollie, are on a jet skiing adventure. There they go right there, taking off. They're raising money for no-kill animal shelters while cleaning up the river along the way. They made a stop in Newburgh on Friday, traveling 510 miles on a jet ski from Cincinnati, Ohio, down the Ohio, with their next stop being in Illinois, then on the Mississippi River, hoping to collect $5 million for thousands of animal shelters nationwide.
Well, it really means a lot. We're both animal lovers, and Ollie has a mission. He would like to see teens especially volunteer at shelters. So his theory is to get the teens off screens. We also clean up trash. He and I have cleaned up about 3,200 pounds now off the rivers and bays.
Well, Michael and Ollie took this same river adventure back in 2023 when they raised $1 million there. So very cool.
Yeah, great story for sure. Of course, we would like to add another animal story here since we're talking about it. These are two stories I love this morning. Thought we'd reshare with you guys here on our streaming show. So happening this weekend, this will give you something to do maybe Saturday afternoon. Check this out. Let me pull up the video here because it is worth seeing. All right, so the highly anticipated Corgi and Wiener Dog qualifying races return to Ellis Park this weekend. If you've never heard of this before, this is a fantastic local event. One race for each breed, and the top 6 from each race will return next Saturday to then race in the championships. Now, there was even a call to the dog post for the dogs. Everybody line up there. Oh, some of them were taking off early. In the Wiener Dog race, you can see Cooper. He is seen running right to his owner. Good boy. Big treat for him, I'm sure. And then several came in right behind him. And then in the Corgi race, several of them, they were taking off straight for the finish line. Graham the Corgi is going to be our big winner this year, and we did actually talk to his owners who explained why he likes to run and what their intense strategy was for this sport.
He loves playing ball, his favorite sport, ball.
But he does shed a lot.
You throw a ball and he runs like a hurricane.
We thought the race was perfect for him.
A treat in the pocket. They had to do a finish. And a kid. I think having a kid on the other side helps.
Again, the top 6 Corgi and Wiener Dogs will return for the championship races. That's next Saturday, August 23rd. Absolutely hilarious, sweet content there for you. So we had to share some dog stories this morning.
You have a photo finish there with the Corgis. Of course, it was not close to Wiener Dog race. Dominant performance there. Hoping to see them take home the chip this next Saturday. Obviously, neat to see the horse race track being used for other activities there. Always a big crowd favorite there around here.
This morning I said the horse race track has never looked so big.
Yeah, they really fill it out there. Yeah.
I love it. Speaking, we talked back to school a minute ago. I said, I graduated from University of Southern Indiana. Shout out, of course, Ball State alum here as well.
Yep.
Real quick, we want to remind folks that USI is a D1 school now, which sport-wise, that's going to be incredible for them. Kind of opens the door to opportunity. Very excited for that news. We had a guest from USI on Sunrise last week, kind of broke some things down for us there. So yeah, what do you think about that?
It's neat. We had Dr. Abir Mustafa, I believe is the VP of Student Relations now at USI, their first year for that. She was amazing, very informative there, talking about D1 sports. Obviously, their basketball team, boys and girls, have been great, as well as their baseball and softball teams. We also had UE in as well. Noah Latza there, the director of communications with UE, came in, I believe, last Wednesday. Talk about their welcoming activities. I mean, both colleges right now finally moved in the swing of things there. Once again here for those driving either kind of on the east side of Evansville by UE or the west side there by USI. Keep in mind, a lot more people driving around now. Of course, class is back in session there. A lot of sports going on, welcoming activities, their day of service, all that good stuff there. So very exciting for us. We talk about it back to school, from preschool up to college is kind of our Super Bowl here on Sunrise, because we're that hour kids are getting up and watching us and their parents and getting them off to school. So we're happy for you guys to get underway here. Once again, from all of us, please have a great school year.
Definitely. Of course, both those interviews that you just mentioned that were on Sunrise, you guys can actually go to 14news.com. We've clipped those those interviews onto our website. So if you are family or student or faculty member, both of those interviews were excellent. They were very informative, kind of talking about what's going on with move-in and then really just as the fall semester kicks off. We loved having both guests from UE and USI in the house, of course. I love this back to school coverage. This is my first year with Sunrise, and you said, Casey, when back to school kicks off, we do it big here at 14
It's very intense.
I love it. What I like too is we're giving people what they need to know. We've got a lot with construction going on. We've got just a lot of information that needs to get out there. But also we've been sharing those back to school pictures, which has been really fun in our morning segment as well. So just a reminder to send those in if you'd like. So I guess that'll do it for today.
I guess so, yeah.
Go to the comments real quick and just say good morning. Teresa, good morning. Jeff always tunes in. Mary Beth Rush says hi. We got Cheyenne Hammonds, good morning to you. Laura Gray watching from Dawson Springs. I believe Byron said good morning to you all, but we'll say good morning too. We like our viewers as well. So, and then my husband says go Cats. His alma mater was UK. So
I was going to ask you, you're going to skip out on poor Will there at the bottom of the comments.
He had to get that in.
See,
fun fact, I grew up a big Hoosier fan living in, the state of Indiana. My husband, who's from the state of Kentucky, who graduated from UK, big Cats fan. So the wedding was house divided. We had blue and red cupcakes served at our ceremony.
I can relate to that at my wedding, obviously.
That's right. Yes, that's
my wife works at another station in town here, and so I believe when they walked out, our best man and then the matron of honor both held up different signs with the
great.
different news stations. So that was kind of cool. But
I love it.
House
I
Divide
love
is
it.
fun. Keeps it interesting.
That's
you know?
right.
Yeah.
So far, you and we haven't had any House Divide. I don't know. I mean, Ball State alum, USI alum. There could be something
We're
there.
far
I don't
enough
know.
apart. It's not a huge deal.
That's
there,
right.
yeah.
We'll be okay for
Geographically.
now. We'll see what happens come basketball season.
No
So-
doubt. Right now, it's 8:45 here, coming up on 8:46. I think it's going to do it for us here for our Monday version of the 8:30 stream show. Please enjoy the day out there. As a reminder, we're on alert today
Yes.
and tomorrow for that heat out there, so just be careful. Of course, it is August. We've talked about this for months now. It gets hot here. It's part of it. It's not quite fall just yet, even though we are looking forward to the fall festival here coming up. So just keep yourself safe out there. Drink water. Do all that great stuff. We'll be back for more weather and news at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 2:30 stream show. Then, of course, our evening shows. But for now, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
You covered it, Mitch Carter. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out with us. See ya.